My sweet, sweet INFJ. You found out what you are. Now what? It's a quality question, right? Maybe you just took the test, you just found out you're an INFJ, and you're searching, and you're wondering, what the hell does this mean? What do these letters mean? What does this all indicate? What does it say about me? Why are people really into this kind of thing? Why are people so mad about this kind of thing? Which is also going to happen. I wanted to talk to you in this video and go a little bit back to the basics and sort of discuss what it means to be an INFJ, what those letters actually mean and indicate. And just that first step, I want to give you your first, just hold my hand. I want to take you for a little walk through being an INFJ and what this sort of means to at least get you started on this journey that you're about to take through your own self-discovery. If you already know what you are and you've wrapped your head around the cognitive functions and you understand it, then take a step back with me and let's look at the broader picture of all this and just see how we fit in. It's that reminder of what you were like before you knew and before this whole adventure of realizing that no, you are not broken, you're just an INFJ, actually started for you. So let's talk about this, right? Let's discuss. First, before I begin, I'm working really hard. All right. I've been doing so much traveling. I'm honestly, it feels like I'm rarely home at this point because I'm moving around so much. I appreciate all the messages and the support and everything like that. And I just want to let you know that I hear you when you message me. Sometimes I can't respond to all of them. When you comment, I do read everything. I try to respond when I can, but sometimes it can get very, very overwhelming. I appreciate you and your support. I've had a lot of you ask about different ways that you can support me. The number one is right here. This is The Caretaker. I wrote this book. It is a supernatural fiction book. It covers themes like death and love and loss and all within this really cool supernatural world. It is on Amazon. It's 350-ish pages of awesomeness. The main character is an INFJ, so if you're really looking for an INFJ to kind of grab onto that is a fictional character, William St. Denis is your guy, I promise. I know you'll love the book. It's got the great reviews, so please check it out. If you want to support me, link is in the description. Just grab the book, grab it on Kindle so you can read it whenever, and let me know. Send me a message or a DM on Instagram and let me know if you've read it and if you've liked it. And please, pretty please, write an interview. Blah, blah, blah. Please, pretty please, write a review on Amazon. A text review on Amazon is the best thing for a self-published author, and I would greatly appreciate it. If you're not into reading and you're not into that sort of thing, then please watch the ads as they appear on this video. If you don't want to do that, I'm going to throw a link to my Venmo down there. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee sometime, I would greatly appreciate it. It takes a lot of effort and energy to be a creator. I'm doing the best I can. I want to reach out. I want to help everybody. I want to get myself out there and really work with you and talk with you and help you along. The best way to do that, if you can be so kind as to support me, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. I'm going to keep creating no matter what. So there we have it. Maybe I'll use some donations to buy some candy corn for myself when I'm feeling extra sad and dejected and like I want to throw up. I really don't like this stuff. It's gross. So on to the topic at hand, which is being an INFJ. We're going to start at sort of a beginning. Let's assume that maybe you've taken the test, you know a little bit about it, you've heard it, INFJ comes up, and here you are. You've reached this video, so let's chat. For those of you who are total noobs, MBTI is what we're talking about, Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. You may know it as 16 personalities. I do not like the term 16 personalities. That is a common thread through many of my videos because it is not personality. It's cognitive function. We're going to talk about how your brain works, not how it manifests in your personality, because there's too much variation there. You can be somebody that is an INFJ and you love comedy movies. You can be an INFJ and you can hate comedy movies. That is your personality. But the way you think, process information, gather information about your world, that's the INFJ stuff that we're going to talk about. If it's been a while and you haven't taken the test, I would encourage you to take the one at human metrics. I'm going to go ahead and post my percentage breakdown from the human metrics test right here, so you can see where I fall on the INFJ spectrum, so to speak. The reason I love this test, and I find it to be the preferred one for me when I recommend people take it, it is a little bit more comprehensive and longer, but it gives you that percentage sliding scale breakdown, which I think is really important to see how introverted you are. You can be an I as an INFJ, but you can be closer to an E than some other people. The same with all of your other functions. Remember that you use everything. Just because you're an INFJ doesn't mean you can't think. Obviously you think, you can use logic and all of those things, you can apply it. It's just that you have a different way of reacting to the world when it comes to being a feeler, as opposed to an INTJ or an ESTJ or a different type of thinker. So first things first, take that human metrics test, right? And let me know what your percentage breakdowns are if you take it or take it again in the comments. I'd be really interested to see how some of you fall along those lines. So the first thing here is, what does INFJ actually stand for? And how do we explain some of those letters and what it means? Let's start with the obvious one, the I for INFJ. So the first letter in your 4-letter breakdown is whether you are introverted or extroverted. You're going to start with an I or you're going to start with an E. You can't be an FSSJ. That's not a thing. That'd be really weird, by the way. FSSJ. Yeah, don't do that. The I means introverted. Now, there's a stigma around introversion in the world at large, and it's unfortunate and it kind of pisses me off. There is nothing wrong with being an introvert. It merely means that you recharge by having some private alone time, as opposed to recharging as a human being around people. Think of it as a cell phone, right? If your cell phone was if your cell phone was an introverted cell phone, you would put it in a room of people and the battery would drain very quickly. If your cell phone is an introverted phone and you put it in a room by itself that was nice and quiet, maybe with a little bowl of soup or something, and like something on the TV show so it can have some alone time, it will charge very, very quickly. That's you as an introvert. The extroverted phone would be completely different. The notifications would be going off like crazy. If you put that extroverted phone in a room full of people, it would charge very quickly. If you put that extroverted phone in a room by itself with a bowl of soup and something on the TV, like phone, go ahead and have some soup and watch The Bachelorette, right? Your extroverted phone will drain its battery very, very fast because that's not how it gets its energy. No different than you as an introvert or an extrovert. As an introvert, you recharge and you feel better when you've had that time to step back and do your own thing and be in your own head a little bit. Nothing wrong with it. It just means that you like to live up here. Your imagination is going crazy, it's a little bit wild, and it drains you being around a lot of commotion and a lot of people. It does not mean that you don't like people. It doesn't mean that you don't like to be around people. It just means that social situations can drain you much faster than it will drain somebody else. And an extrovert, on the flip side, is somebody that needs all of that social interaction. They're the ones that need to go out and grab some drinks after work, and they need to go out and have dinner with the friends and all those kinds of things. A packed weekend for an extrovert is like heaven. A packed weekend for an introvert, it comes with some caveats more than anything else. Next on your 4 letters is the N, right? And so this is either going to be an N for intuitive or intuition, or it's going to be an S for sensing. Real easy breakdown here. As an intuitive, you look at the bigger picture thing. You look for meanings behind things. You look for subtext. You search for that unknown, that gut feeling, that instinct. That's what introversion, that's what intuition will do. If it's an S, you're a sensor. Sensing types like the details. They like the practicality. What is right in front of them, what is very real in the real world. It's not so much that abstract thinking as it is that concrete thinking. And it's different for everybody. Again, there's a scale. You have elements of sensing in you as an INFJ, for sure. It's not high up on your cognitive function stack, but it's something that's really important to you and for you to wrap your head around and to use to be a balanced individual. So that N in INFJ means that you use your intuition. That's how you gather information about the world. It's subconscious. You don't have spidey sense. You can't detect things. You are not a Jedi. I know everybody argues with me in the comments about this in a fun way, but you're not. My sweet, sweet Padawan. It's pretty easy to figure these things out, right? If you're an I or an E, it's pretty basic. If people are making plans and you're being shuffled around to things and events and social settings and whatever else, and to you that's very draining, you are most likely introverted. If to you that's like, hey, this sounds great, we got party weekend, we're going to do this, there's going to be beer pong and all sorts of stuff, you're the E, right? If it's N or an S, do you like the details? Do you like the practicality of things? Do you like the concrete example and all of those things that are grounded in the real world and what you can see and touch and feel? Or are you that abstract, bigger picture thinker? Blah, that's a mouthful. Where you can see that broad vision of everything, and you have those big ideas, and you have those gut feelings, and things just kind of get into you that way. And it's not so much surface level or based on what is right in front of you, but you're really digging into the meaning behind things. And that's you using your gut, using your intuition. So that's how you can really tell if you're an N or an S. It's pretty straightforward. Next on our list is the F or the T. This is one that people tend to have a difficult time with. But think of it this way. Feeling or thinking. Do you make your decisions based on how things are feeling? The feelings of other people, the feelings of you, and maybe having that balance in doing what you want to do, but not wanting to upset people. If that's a feeling that you tend to get, odds are you lean more on the feeling spectrum. If you are the thinker, if it's the T, your decisions are based on straight logic. So this is the situation, this is what's best, this is what I will do. And feelings about it be damned. Maybe not to that extreme of a level, but I'm trying to draw a contrast here, so stick with me. That F in the INFJ simply means that extroverted feeling, which means the emotions and harmony of other people, people around you, loved ones, people in your relationships, your partner, and everything else. Those are really, really important to your decision making. And it's important to understand where you fall on there, because it's going to tell you a lot about yourself and which direction you tend to go in and make decisions in. As an INFJ, our pitfall, one of the things that is really difficult for us, is to stand up for ourselves and not just direct our life and make our decisions based on the feelings of other people. Because then who are you actually living for? Because it's not you. Yes, INFJs are absolutely able to use logic to make decisions. We can be very logical people because we have that broad view of things and we understand it. But it's very difficult for us to make those black and white decisions. And on the flip side, it can be very difficult for somebody who is a thinker to interact with you as a feeler and for you to get through to them why you want to decide a certain thing, why you want to go a certain direction, and why you are the way you are. Because to them, they're like, well, this doesn't make logical sense. And to you, you're like, I'm more concerned with the emotions behind it and how things feel. There's nothing wrong with being either type. We both have strengths, we both have weaknesses. Thinkers can benefit from feeling a little bit more and having some more of that compassion as part of their decision making. Feelers can absolutely benefit by applying logic to scenarios more than we probably do, which in some cases is like 0%. The last one is a P or a J. So for an INFJ, this is your J. This means a judging trait. Breakdown of the judging trait. If you are easily able to go with the flow and changes of plans don't really bother you, and you want to keep things fluid, right? And maybe not make a concrete decision. That's more along a P side as a perceiver. For a J, a judger, as an INFJ, we need things to be kind of set. We like the predictable pattern of it. We like things to make sense. We like things to be a certain way and not deviate too much from that way, which is why, as an INFJ, when you make plans with somebody and at the last minute those plans change, you can lose your mind. Look, I've been there numerous times, invited to something, and then all of a sudden it's switching and we got to go to somebody else's house or whatever else in its environment I'm not familiar with. I was not mentally prepared for this. The anxiety just shoots through the roof for me. I don't know if you're the same way. Maybe you are. But for me, I feel like it's just a heavy swing as far as how I'm able to deal with that. For a perceiver, it's not as much like that. For a perceiver, it's okay. They can go with the flow, and they may get a little bit uncomfortable when things are very matter of fact and are rigid and following a structure and following the rules. So that's kind of how you tell the difference. If all those things apply to you, then there you are. Congratulations, and I'm sorry, but you're pretty much the INFJ. It's important to take the test, and to take the test at different periods. And when you do take the test, to be very, very honest with yourself. Remember, you're not taking the test to say, I want to be this person and I want to behave this way. You're taking the test to be honest with yourself and say, this is how I am. That's how you answer those questions. And that's what's going to get you the most accurate result. Now, the difference between personality and cognitive function is really, really important to highlight. Because your personality is born from experiences and who you are. If you grow up and you always have, a parent or a role model of some kind that is doing a certain thing, right? So like pancake breakfast every Sunday morning, so to speak. And as you grow up, that's going to become part of you. That's part of who you are. That is your personality. Your personality is, hey, it's Sunday morning. I kind of want to chill and have the pancake breakfast. If you grow up in an environment where Sunday morning meant church, then your personality is not lollygag and have a pancake breakfast Sunday morning. It's get yourself up early and get to church Sunday morning. If you're part of a family or a structure or a unit where Sunday morning meant go for a run or get a workout, I'm sorry if that's the case. I mean, it's Sunday morning. Come on, man. Can't we rest? But that's going to be your personality. It doesn't change the way your brain works. See, that's the thing. When you're an INFJ, those are the cogs that turn everything. It's the mechanics of your brain. Your personality is the color on top of that. Think about your body in your birthday suit. You can wear whatever color shirt you want, but your birthday suit's your birthday suit, right? No, I'm not going to do a video on my birthday suit. YouTube will ban me. Also, you don't want to see that. So keep this in mind. That INFJ designation, when it comes to MBTI, really does tell you how your brain works, not what it does and not what you want and not those little details about you from a personality standpoint, but it's the machinery that's making it all work. You're an intuitive, period. You're an introvert, period. You're a feeler and you have a judging trait to you, which means that you want those things set in that certain kind of way. You like order. The natural order of things is important. Rules are important. You may break them, but they're still important. That's not going to change. You can be with an INFJ, another INFJ, and have vastly different personalities. You could be totally different people from totally different parts of the world, but your brains still work the same way. You use intuition to gather information. You make decisions based on how you feel, and you have that need for things to make sense as a judger. And you recharge by having some of that alone time as your introvert self. Nothing wrong with any of this. In fact, it just reveals a lot about who you are and how you're able to navigate the world. Things will start to make sense when you dig into this. If you are that person that feels like you're broken, you're overthinking, everything is just intense and you can't escape it. Look, I feel you. I get there too. Speaking to you as one INFJ to another, let me just tell you a couple things. First, there's nothing wrong with you. Okay, so if you came to this video thinking I've been broken, I'm an INFJ, all this stuff is wrong, memes are telling me I'm a Jedi, people are telling me that I'm a shut-in and I should just be in my room all the time, so that's how I'm going to behave, you've got it totally wrong. Because that's not you. You can be an INFJ, you can love to be around people, and you can love to interact with them. It will drain you because you're an I, But it doesn't mean that you don't want it. And it doesn't mean that those moments can't feel fantastic, because they absolutely can. You can't think to yourself, I'm an INFJ, so I'm supposed to be kind of aloof and sort of in my dream world all the time. You're going to spend a lot of time in your head as an INFJ. That's just a fact. But you can still be grounded in concrete things, and you can still use that knowledge of yourself and the gift that you have speaking to other people and understanding where they're coming from to be truly helpful to others and in this world at large. You're okay. And you're going to be okay. When it comes to the whole rarest personality type thing, you're going to hear that a lot. There's honestly like zero concrete evidence as far as that, unless you really have to get like a giant group of people, test them all, break out percentages, extrapolate data. Everybody loves extrapolate. That's a really good word. And all those kinds of things to figure it out. Sure, we're probably really rare. I think it's quite likely the case that INFJ males are rarer than INFJ females. But I think there's a lot of differences there too in personality and in upbringing and kind of basic sort of evolution in a way, because women tend to be nurturers more than men do. And so sensitive men tend to be rarer, or if we're not rarer because of social constructs, we tend to suppress it a little bit more, which is stupid. Guys, stop it. Knock it off. It's okay to be sensitive. It's okay to cry at the lake house because of Keanu and Sandra Bullock, and that ending is so good. It's okay to cry in John Wick. I mean, if you want to. I felt bad for his dog. I really did. More than anything, I want you to understand that your brain may be telling you things that aren't exactly accurate. You are not a mess of a human being. You're not just an overthinker. You are not broken. You are a freaking gift. Please believe me. You know it's true. You have this gift to connect with people. You have this gift to see those broad visions and to use your intuition to really hone in on major concepts and ideas. You have a gift to guide people. You have a gift to be that anchor for people when they're struggling. And you're there. And you can absorb their emotions and you can understand. You speak the language of other people's feelings and emotions. And that is something that is really, really rare. So use that. Use that gift to connect with others. Use that gift to connect with yourself. And we can all improve out of it. And we can all become better INFJs, really, and more healthy and more balanced. The main thing is you take that test, you start to understand about yourself, and then you really start to dig in to what that means and how you work. I promise you, this is a journey worth taking. And if you don't want to take it alone, buy my book and take it with William St. Okay, I'm really sorry. That was very cheesy. I'm self-published, people. Okay, if I don't promote this, nobody is promoting it. So please consider it. Link is in the description and all that kind of stuff. That's enough of that. That's the last one I have to do. I just had to. So thank you. Thank you for watching this. And I'm in a way, I'm kind of envious if you're watching this and you're just starting your journey, because there is so much of a world to open up in front of you. And it is all about self-growth and becoming a better balanced human being and really understanding yourself, because you're going to have this realization that you are not broken. You're amazing. And when you really hone in on that, a lot of that self-love can start. And a lot of that being kind to yourself can start. And it is going to make the biggest difference in your life. I promise you. So thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching this video. Lots more to come. Please, pretty please, if these videos help you, buy the book. If you want to donate, link is down there. Buy me a cup of coffee or something. Please subscribe and hit the bell and all that kind of stuff. I'm really trying to get out there and change this channel for the better and change the way I communicate with all of you. So I'm not going anywhere, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon in the comments, especially follow me on Instagram, all that kind of stuff. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And I will see you on the next video.